Hello, welcome back to Tramama House. Today, I want to talk a little bit about something that you and I, single adult women, kind of go through. So, I want to talk a little bit about dating today, okay? Which is a newer kind of thing that is happening in, our adult years because we're older and it looks different. As I've gotten older, I have chosen better. In the past, it hasn't been so great. I used to be very impressed by the most bare minimum thing ever. And so now that I've gotten older, I've just kind of, I want to backtrack. The more I understood myself, the better dating has become because I'm no longer going to the grocery store hungry. I kind of know what I want. I have a list. I have things that are non-negotiables. I have red flags that I absolutely am not tolerating. So I guess some non-negotiables that I would like to address is I want a man who is very thoughtful, a man who is very hardworking, a man who is understanding. But if you want me to get more specific, I want a man who is good with his hands.
Okay.
A handyman, a man who knows how to fix things. And let me tell you, I want a man who'll be like, I got you. I can fix that. No problem. Which also means he has to be a man who knows how to speak to me. Because you can be all those things, but if you don't know how to ease my mind, it's a no. I need that.
I got a question. Okay, comment below what kind of guys you think she like. Because she got this certain vibe where you can tell she likes a certain type of guys, okay? So, and it's like multiple of us that already know what kind of guys she likes based off her. I'm bougie and I'm sassy and I'm a Bratz doll.
I cannot help it. I just cannot help it. I wish we would have added this in our video before this one, but I'm a Bratz doll and I think you're more of a Barbie doll.
I think so.
Yeah.
I gotta add that.
That's definitely the vibe that we give off. I'm sorry. I also cannot help it that a certain kind of man is attracted to me.
It's really interesting.
It is interesting. Like
I get it though. Like who we are kind of attracts different people.
It really does. And so, okay, I guess I kind of want to know with dating and stuff, and we'll kind of dive into this as we go. But give me a non-negotiable on your list.
Okay. He must be kind. And he must see that I am the prize. I feel like, okay, I've been processing this past few weeks actually about how like all my ex-boyfriends have been very like competitive with me. They want the attention. They want to feel special. And I'm like, ew, I'm not doing that ever again. I'd rather die alone.
Wait, question.
Yes.
Were you guys sharing lip gloss?
They wanted to, but I didn't let.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But their favorite was like the strawberry ones, you know?
Oh.
Yeah. Strawberry
Shimmery?
mint.
Yeah,
Yeah, with the glitter. Everything.
Okay. Got it.
So that's what they liked. Anyways, yes, he must see that I'm the prize. He must want to give me attention and love, and he must provide. And I'm like, for me, he doesn't have to be a handyman, but you better have the money to help me out with whatever I need, right? So it's like, if I have some issue with my car, you don't got to know how to fix my car. But as long as you can pay for my car, great. I want someone who can do it all, even if they can't do it all.
Yes.
But yeah, that means a lot to me. But just like more than anything, kind. And he must be way, way smarter than me. And that's not that tough because
Wait, no, I disagree. I think
okay,
you're
in some
so
ways.
smart.
I know, but like he must be very, very intelligent.
Okay.
Yeah. And also align with me and my values and a lot of my values and political views and everything, because I'm not changing that. So anyways, yeah, he must be my soulmate. Like, and I know that like some of y'all don't believe in it, but for me a soulmate is like someone who just really understands you so easily. Like where you don't have to explain much. Yeah, it's like I want someone who like understands me and like can give me the benefit of the doubt that like one little mistake that I make doesn't mean that's just me. It's like you see me for who I truly am. I want that.
I don't think that's a lot to ask for, honestly. I think that's a basic request, is to be loved for who you are. I really think that's a basic. And I feel like someone who loves you would want to do that for you. And I guess another thing that I would like is a very patient man. Yeah, like truly patient. I feel like in the beginning, guys pretend to be patient. They pretend to be a lot of things. So I want a man who is authentically patient. Like, I want a genuine man. Like, as he is who he is. I don't want no surprises. I don't want none of that. Because I am exactly as I am in the beginning. That is who I am. And I need you to be the same thing. And so, and I say patient is because in the past, I've dealt with men who pretended to be patient, but they're mean. I cannot do mean. If you are mean to me, I automatically assume you do not like me, and therefore I do not like you. Because why would you be mean to me?
Ew.
Yeah.
Why are you mean?
Big ick. Because why are you, as a grown man, being mean to me? I had dated a guy. This is probably one of my favorite exes, and he never once even raised his voice at me. I don't think he and I were ever even angry at each other. Wow. He was great. I think you watch our podcast. You know who you are.
And no, it's not you, the mean one. I know you watch the podcast too.
Period.
Bye. Why are you here? I don't like you no more.
Yeah, but the nice one, you know who you are. Thank you. Let me try to say something that only you would know.
Girl, I don't know.
I'm trying to think. Okay, but you know who you are. And so anyway, a very kind, patient man. And this is important. This is so important because patient men just speak to you differently. Yeah, they consider you.
With you and your like top love language being like words of affirmation, it's so important. It's like extra important that they know how to speak to you. And then especially with like what you've gone through, what we've gone through growing up in this household, in this Tramama house, it's so important that we have men who are gentle with us, gentle-hearted and kind, because like we need to feel safe. If we're not feeling safe with you, then how do you add to our life? You know, because if our life is better without you in it, why would we want to date? Why would we want to date you? So that's a big thing I think about. Like 100%. We need to feel safe, not just physically, but emotionally, like in all areas. If you can't even be there for us, then what are we doing?
Why would I want to be here? Another thing that I want to address is a man who is understanding. And when I say understanding, I don't mean that you cave and like you bend to everything that I say, but like you want to know why I feel how I feel, why I feel differently than you, and you understand, and because you care about me, you just want to understand what I'm saying. And now I'm not saying you agree with everything, nor am I right about everything. But nothing is more annoying than a sassy, argumentative man. Like, why are you as a man bickering with me about this? I'm trying to tell you that I'm sad about something that you did, and why are you mad at me? Mean guy? Because it's just not attractive, and it really turns a woman off. I just find that to be so immature. I think when a man can understand something that is outside of himself, that is very attractive. I find that to be like, okay, grown man, I like that. And so, okay, before I pass it back to you, I just want to say, when a man does something that I like, I verbally be like, I like that. Yeah. I just tell him. Or if he does something I don't like, I'm like, I don't like that. That's disgusting.
Give him the ick.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of our most powerful things. Like telling a man, ew. That's like literally ew. I told one of my exes one time, ew. And he was so butthurt.
Which one? The booty hole one?
Yeah, the booty hole one. I was like, because when I'm grossed out, I'm grossed out. But anyways, I feel like another big thing I look for is in a person, is a person of integrity. Like, are you faithful even when no one else is looking? Boom. Are you faithful? And another big thing is, do you keep your word? Do you do what you say you'll do?
Yes, that part.
Because I'm like, okay, we could all say stuff, and then what? That's it? We're not going to put any action to it? Yeah. Like, anybody can say anything. So, like, it means so much when you actually do what you say you'll do. Yeah. And when you're faithful, even when, like, no one else is watching. Because then you're not doing that for anyone else, but for yourself and for God. I need someone who is confident in himself and secure in himself, and also someone who trusts me. Because also another big thing, especially with, like, the trauma I've experienced, if you are secure in yourself, you don't need to be looking for attention or validation from any woman or any people out there, because you know that you are complete within yourself and within God. So if you're insecure, don't ever dare come my way.
Oh, I agree. I love a confident man. Like, you and I have dated insecure men. insecure boys. And I just feel like they're always in competition. And I can't be great around an insecure man because he's always going to secretly be competing with me. And I didn't know we were competing. And so I think it's totally unfair, especially if you want a beautiful woman, but you're insecure, and then what? I just don't understand. And again, I want to touch on your integrity. I think it is so important, even as women, people, to be a person of integrity. Like, mean what you say what you mean, do what you say. You know, like, what we have is our word, but what we do is our actions. And it's like, I hate somebody who overpromises and underdelivers, because nobody told you to say that. You didn't have to say. You could have said nothing. But instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold you to your word. And a man who cannot take accountability and who cannot be humble enough to see where he's wrong, I just can't. Which leads me to my next point. A person who cannot apologize. If you are wrong and you cannot apologize, I can't do it. Because that tells me that you're not aware enough. You're not self-aware enough. You don't care enough to see where you could improve. And that's just not something that I think would be good in the future.
Yeah. I think that shows a deeper issue where they just care too much about their own ego and like how they look. Yeah. That's really hard to deal with. I've dealt with a lot of prideful boys in my past, and it's miserable. Yeah. Because there's like no communication, there's no apology, there's no self-reflection or awareness. It's really lonely when you're the only one who's doing it.
I guess another thing I really appreciate in a man is chivalry. I just love it. I think it's something that a lot of guys might think that women these days don't really want or care for. I still love my doors being opened. Like, I don't remember the last time I opened up a door on a date. And I don't feel like I should have to, because I feel like you as a man, you ask me on a date, you should want to do that for me. And I love it when a man wants to do it. Like, I'm not telling him to do it. He just loves to do it. I love it when a man races me to the door. Like, he knows this is how badly he wants to do this for me. I want a man. I mean, not like I'm looking for a man. I don't want y'all to think that we out here searching for men. But it's like someone who wants to. Someone who has the desire to. And it's not anything that I have to, like, twist his arm for. He just genuinely wants to do that for me.
Ooh, yes. Someone who wants to celebrate you. Like, truly. Like, I don't like hater friends, hater guys who like secretly envy you. And some people make it known. Like, I remember one of my exes, like, I remember asking him, like, why don't you like compliment me? And he would just be like, because you already know that. Like, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, but it's crazy because like my light is so bright that he doesn't want to add more to it. And I remember he would get a ton of compliments when I would be with him. I was like, oh, it's because of me. Like, I remember when we went on our first ever date with just the two of us, and people from Pick and Save would compliment me because of how we looked together. And it would happen a lot. I'm like,
it was not him, trust me.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. And he even pointed out like this doesn't really ever happen, but because I'm with you, like, it happens. I'm like, oh, it's because of me. Like, women, you ladies, don't ever think that it's not you. Like, you are a bright light, and you have this beautiful, just you being you adds so much to men. Okay, so don't ever like let them ask you, what do you bring to the table? Okay, you are who you are. That's enough, and that should be enough. And if that's not enough, then bye. Okay, bye. Because it gives me the ick when a guy's like, how can you add to my life? Like, why are they pursuing you if they don't see like your value already?
I think it's so weird when like a guy approaches a woman and he's trying to have her like sell to me why I should want to pursue you. It's like, I thought you knew before you came over here. You know, like another thing that I want to talk about and what I appreciate in a man is when he actually likes women. Yeah, like, I feel like a lot of guys these days, they lust after a woman. Like, they just want to bang them. But they don't actually care about a woman and what a woman comes with. Like, you know, you and I, we're deep, we're emotional, we're sensitive, we're understanding. We're nurturing, we're empathetic. And I hate it when a guy likes that when it benefits him, but he doesn't like that when she's that way in other areas. I appreciate it when a man loves the qualities of a woman. Too often, I think we see men who are still dealing with the mother wound, and like he hates his mom or he hates the woman in his life who's hurt him, and therefore like he feels that like the woman that he's trying to be in a relationship with, that she has to pay for their past sins. That's just not fair.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't like that. I know some mother punchers, and they hate their moms, and then they treat their women like crap. And that's not fair, and that's not right, and I hope you heal from that.
Yeah, I do hope you heal. I love it when someone, kind of going back to like celebrating you, when someone takes initiative to plan things out, and they put like a lot of thought into that because they want to support you and celebrate you genuinely from the bottom of their heart, because they want to see you succeed. I remember like in the past when I would date, there was this ex who like would be super competitive. I understand being competitive and wanting to win at games, right? But like, I remember I got upset at him, and it was deeper than what it appeared to be. We're playing a game with my siblings, and I really wanted to win, not just to win, but like I wanted him to help me win, and he couldn't do that. And it wasn't that I wanted to win; I wanted him to want me to win. And so I know my little brother, he was there. He was probably like, "What the hell is wrong with my sister?" But it wasn't that. I just felt like he never like supported me or wanted me to win. He always wanted to win, and that was an issue in itself. Yeah, and I feel like I don't have to explain that with you. You know, and I'm like, my person in the future, he would just want me to win. He wouldn't like care, and he wouldn't rather choose to win than to support me and want me to win. So my person, you're out there and you're watching these videos one day, and you're gonna be like, I got you, babe.
Like, I really feel like what's understood don't gotta be said. I feel like he would just understand. I also really appreciate wisdom in a man. Like, I think men and women are so different, and that's amazing. I actually really appreciate that. I love that men come with like a more rational, logical approach. But I don't want to be belittled in the way that I think, where someone thinks I'm too sensitive or emotional or whatever. I think there's a balance there, and I appreciate it when a man has the wisdom to understand that, oh, okay, this is how you are, this is how I am, and this is where we can come to an understanding together. I think that doesn't happen a lot anymore. But ideally, that is what I would prefer, and I think it'll happen. And you talking about your future man, I do think that'll happen for you. And so don't bet on that.
Yeah, they're out there, and there's no rush. I think especially with like our age, it's like a lot of the people around us are getting married and stuff, or having kids, and it's just like, oh, I want that, but I'm okay with that not being for me right now. Doesn't mean it won't happen, it's just not yet. And I think we're still learning and growing too, and I feel like everything is that we're going through and we'll be going through is preparing us for who we are meant to become. And I'm proud of us, and I'm glad we're not just rushing into anything. We could be in relationships if we wanted to, but it's like we are also choosing very carefully. We're not desperate for love and no more, and we're not just being with anybody, taking anything. But no, we got standards. And I remember in the past, people would tell me that my standards are too high, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not letting that cause me to lower my standards, because if anything, I know what I want, and if you can't reach it, or if you're upset that they're too high, then that just means you're not for me, because it just means you can't reach them, and that's okay. Like, not everyone's gonna be able to reach my standard.
I agree. And speaking of your standards, I love that as we've gotten older, we've been talking more with our brothers about our experiences, and I love that our older brother told us, like, don't ever feel like your standards are too high. God's standards for you are higher. And that's so encouraging to me, because a lot of the times guys who can't meet our standards will tell us that, like, you'll never find anybody. And it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to accept that. That bounces right off of me, because I know who I am, and I know what I want. And that's what I want to conclude this with is we've taken a lot of time to understand who we are and what we do want. In the past, we've kind of just jumped into things. Oh, I like this. I like that he plays this sport, and that's like good enough for me. And it's not good enough for me. We spent a lot of time in understanding who we are, and that's how we know what we want. And in no particular order, and nor is this all of them. These are just some of the things that we appreciate in a man and would like in a man. I would love to hear more about what you think.
Okay, when you're talking, it made me think of something. Okay. Where, like, like our ex-boyfriends be like, you're never gonna find anyone like me. And oh, thank the Lord! I hope that I don't.
Thank God.
So that's what I want to close this off with.
I think she said it. Well, thank you for watching. We will see you next time.